This is Gene Adam, former lead singer of Iced Earth. Be sure to subscribe to Podcast and Stone, and don't forget, join our community on social media. Metal lives.
Intro time! Ladies and gentlemen of the Iced Earth community, welcome to Podcast and Stone, the only podcast 100% dedicated to Iced motherfucking Earth, and also dedicated to all the related Iced Earth stuff that's happening right now, because it's crazy in 2018, so much stuff going on. I am Jason. I'm joined as always with the incomparable Chuck Hoskins, and today we're bringing you just a bit of just a sort of a rambling episode, I suppose you want to call it, but just about stuff, new pickups to the collection, our favourite stuff in our collections, and our most sought after items that we don't have in our collections yet that we're just dying to own, that keep evading us. But yeah, Chuck, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning, my friend. Greetings from the U.S. Yes, and there's as you mentioned, that the new items is something that we're going to try to do more frequently on the show, because there's a lot of things coming to our collections always. So we'll show some new stuff, new arrivals as we go on. It's an exciting. I know we've talked about this before. It's such an exciting time right now. I mean, every day I look at the calendar, it's closer to December 21st.
Yeah, Christmas is coming early, guys. You know what that means.
Yes.
I'm
looking forward to Dracula, not Santa Claus this year.
I'd rather be trapped in purgatory than be trapped at the North Pole this Christmas.
Nice. Well said.
Anyway, I'm going to kick this off with my first pickup, my newest pickup. I only received it a couple of days, which is Well of Souls by Ashes of Ares. The artwork is incredible. The artist of this artwork actually contacted me, and I'm really bad because I forgot his name.
It's very hard to pronounce.
Yeah, and he seems like such a really nice dude. He hasn't got his copy yet, so he was asking me for photos, just because he wanted to see how well his work printed out, how well it came out, and I said, it looks amazing, mate. Like you done good. And the cool thing about it is that he told me that it took about 4 weeks to complete, and he would work on it for about 2 to 4 hours a day. Took about 4 weeks to complete, and I was like, wow. But yeah, definitely.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible work. Definitely.
Can you show us the splatter? It's one of the coolest looking vinyls I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was the out of the choices, it was the one that I liked the most. Plus, it matches the color of the album. So.
Yeah, that's a big pet peeve of mine. That is stunning. It looks even better than the picture that they showed like a month ago.
Yeah, it looks incredible. I'm a bit upset that Matt hasn't got a copy yet, and he's on the fucking album. What's going on with that?
Well, in the U.S., this Ashes of Ares release has been interesting, because they put a release date of like the 7th, and then I was told the 14th, and when I went to my local store, they said it was the 21st. And still, on websites here in the U.S., it has a date of the 30th for the vinyl. So I haven't even ordered my vinyl yet, because it's not even... So, but my CD's still on the way, and I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of an interesting... It's been pushed back several times.
Thing is, though, it actually released digitally on the 9th. It came out on the 9th on like Spotify and a lot of the digital storefronts. But I've kind of held back to listen to, because I haven't even listened to it yet, because I haven't had the time. But I've held back because I can listen to it and I want, because I can just like listen to it on my phone with like Spotify, or my PC with Spotify. But I wanted to like hold off and actually experience it on vinyl for the first time. So I haven't really had time to like listen to it yet. I know like people might say that, oh yeah, it doesn't take you long just to put a vinyl on. But I'm like, yeah, but that's like an hour of my time. You know, I got to find that hour. You know, because I'm quite busy
Right.
with a new job and stuff like that recently. So yeah, I'm hoping to maybe have a chance to spin it later on today and actually listen to it fully. I've only listened to that first single. I've not listened to the newer single. I've tried to listen to as little as possible because in my experience, I think when Incorruptible came out and they released about 4 of those singles, I think that kind of ruined the kind of first listen for me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? With that
I
Incorruptible album.
I
Obviously, it's
have
grown
seen
on me
Well
since.
Souls on Spotify also, and I've only seen the 2 singles, but I've purposely stayed away from it because I want to have the artwork in my hand. I want to, digest it that way. I'm always been like that. I try to stay away from too many of the new songs because it ruins, to me, the event that is listening to a new album.
So yeah, that's one of my first new pickups. Probably the most recent of pickups because I only got it through the posted like a couple of days ago. What's on your docket
Well,
of recent pickups,
and
Chuck?
I feel bad that I didn't get my CD out of my car for this one, but here's my most recent pickup. It is the Witherfall vinyl. I usually go with the colored ones. There's a couple different options, but I love the way the black looked in the picture, and I'm really glad I went with the black because it's got a really cool side 4 here, and my T-shirt is actually in the other room. So I also got the T-shirt with the album cover and the CD, and the CD hasn't left my car since I got it. So that tells you how much I like this album. But for some reason, I just love the way the black and the blue kind of pop together. And then side 4 has a really cool kind of Incorruptible.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful disc, and I've spun it already several times because I was on vacation this week. And
speaking
the
of
track
sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry, I was
going to say the track Vintage on there is one of the best songs I've heard in recent times. So cool. Speaking of what?
I was going to say, speaking of etchings, isn't the Purgatory vinyl going to have a side B etching? Because it's only 5 songs.
On one side.
I don't know whether
I don't know. I haven't seen the etching on it yet, or any artwork really for it. So I'd hope so. That'd be cool.
I'm hoping it has like art for each song. Like, you've got a picture of Dracula, you've got a picture of Jason Voorhees and stuff like that. I think that'd be fucking awesome if it has like. The booklet sounds like it's big enough to have artwork and lyrics, so that should be cool.
We'll find out as the days get closer.
I have
so
shown.
Go ahead.
Go on. Finish your sentence.
I was going to say, so that's one of my more recent pickups. Also got a CD and shirt, not available.
Like I said when we started, that a lot of this stuff you've probably seen because. I say recent pickups, but a lot of this I got maybe a month ago because I haven't been able to buy anything recently. Obviously, I got this quite recently.
Yes.
Which is one of my favourite items. It basically is no use to me. It's just a really cool piece of history that only a select few fans were able to get hold of back in '98 during the Something Wicked tour. The fact that it's connected to the Something Wicked album, it makes it even more kind of awesome to me. And the fact that Iced Earth wanted to give their fans a fucking weapon is ridiculous. I know it's a fucking envelope opener.
Prison shank.
Yeah, I know it's a fucking letter opener, but still, it's like, here, have a knife. It's fine. But yeah,
the head on that is amazing.
Yeah, it's great sculpt. It's heavy as well. It's weighty. So I've got you to thank for this, Chuck, because you kind of alerted me to the eBay listing, and I just jumped on that. I wasted no time in grabbing that. So
as I look at that, I wish I wouldn't have told you about that.
Oh well.
Damn you. Okay. My other recent pickup that I got this week is nothing new, but I had lost my copy along the way and just had been putting it off. So I picked it up on eBay for $3.99 shipped. So I had been
That's cheap.
I've seen that and I couldn't pass on it. So I need to give that more of a listen. I think I was talking to you and somebody else that I got it when it first came out, of course, and I listened to it, but I never put it in heavy rotation to kind of absorb it more. So
yeah,
after I get done with my Witherfall,
you're never
I'm
going to
gonna
be
put
done
that
with
in
your
there.
Witherfall. What are you talking about?
I know. So there's hope that I'll be done with it soon, and I'll be on my next CD I show you.
Right, this next thing you've all seen because I've shown it on the group, but I think it's very relevant and it's fucking awesome. Which is my Purgatory patch. Which, a heads up, Bill is looking to get some done, although he doesn't know whether he should go mass production way because he says he's not sure if you can get rid of 50 of them, but I did point him in the direction of UKR Patcher where you can just like order as little as you need. Because so he's looking to get some. If he does go for the 50, he's obviously gonna offer them on the group for like as cheap as you can go, really. So you know
That's a cool patch, brother.
that's the quality he's looking for as well. This is amazing quality. I also have got the Rose logo patch coming. I don't have it yet. I've just seen that picture which I showed, which the actual UKR patcher guy, he sent me that picture showing me that it's been made and he's sending it. So that should come soon. I also got this really awesome Live in Athens patch, which is fucking amazing. If my camera would focus on it, it would be lovely, but you know. But yeah, I love the blue border. That's going to go on my jacket soon. So yeah, I got that.
There's quite a market for patches. I wish John would jump on that and kind of put some officially on the page.
What I've shown two things. So what else have you got recent pickups?
This is related only because back to Witherfall again. This is Joseph Michael's release before Witherfall, and I found these are on eBay. I got mine $5.99 shipped. So
what's that called?
It's called Midnight Rain, and it's way different from Witherfall. The song I heard kind of was like a Nine Inch Nails meets Manson meets Korn type song.
So it's kind of like a gothic new metal.
Yeah, and I can't wait to listen to it more, but thanks to Witherfall, I haven't been able to listen to anything in the last couple of weeks. So this one I'm excited to listen to. So if you like Witherfall and the White Wizard, check this out for sure.
I'm just looking for it on eBay. It's £13 shipped. So maybe not
for Midnight Rain.
Yeah, maybe not as cheap as what you got it for, but
yeah.
Anyway, next up, because I used to have a giant Iced Earth logo patch, like a giant one. You know, you can get the big ones. But I always thought, because it was the only one I could find at the time, and I thought it looked really shit. And it just I just had to make do with it. I thought, oh fuck it, I'll just have that one. But Adam Ortiz, he pointed me in the direction of a really good one. Looks fucking incredible. He bought one himself, I think. But I've also got one, and I fucking love it. It's so good.
That's very big.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's gonna go on like the back, on like
the back centerpiece,
just below my shoulders, like on top on my jacket. So yeah, I got that. That's fucking wicked. I love that so much.
Now, do you like full sleeved or vest for your battle jackets?
Vest. That's what it's going to be. I was going to show it, but it isn't finished yet, so I want to wait till it's finished before I show it. It's going to take some time because I'm not the one doing it. I've got my lovely mother doing it for me because I can't sew for shit. Most of my recent pickups is patches. I did get this really old official patch for really cheap, but it's a bit baggered. It's a bit seen better days, but it's a Iced Earth fuck posers patch, and it's a bit damaged, and the back is all fucking horrible. It's like someone's glued it on some, someone's tried to glue it on
Right.
on the jacket. So it's a bit janky. It's a bit, but I
Once,
think that
once you sew it, it could be repaired, I think.
yeah, I think it's salvageable. Like my mum probably can fix that threading as well. She probably can fix
When
that.
she
So
attaches it, yeah.
yeah, so it's I thought, for £3, I thought, it's official. Fuck it, I get that. And the last kind of patch, which I've also shown, which is a piece of fan art that Richard Clark made quite a while ago, but he made an updated version, which is this patch, which is like the amalgamation of the 3 different self-titled album cover arts.
Bring it back just a little bit.
Doesn't want to focus, does it?
No, it doesn't. There you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's come out really well. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's my self-titled love for my jacket.
Nice.
And then the final thing would be this lovely little folder that my good friend Chuck Hoskin, you might know him, Chuck. His name's Chuck Hoskins. You might know him. He sent me some fucking wicked stuff in this folder, which is recent stuff. Iced Earth sticker, which I have no idea where to put, but yeah, it's there. A really cool Purgatory comic.
I've been reading those, and they're actually very good. They got some really cool artwork in it. Yeah.
See, I've got
like 30 of them.
I've got the Day of Purgatory one, but it's in Portuguese, so I can't read it. And obviously the Iced Earth promo sheet, which is one of my favourites. I still want to get something to keep it clean and keep it safe, but at the moment it seems to be safe enough in this folder. So yeah, right. Thank you for those, Chuck. I appreciate that. And now that's it for recent pickups, really. Like in terms of recent stuff in my collection, you've probably seen a lot of it, but I haven't had a chance to really buy much lately. The only reason I got Ashes of Ares is because I pre-ordered it ages ago. So,
well, I'll show you 2 things I've kind of recently dug out, and I found a Ripper Owens live concert on YouTube, and I started watching that, and it's got some really cool stuff on it. And so I dug this out. I'm still looking for Demolition on CD. The song Bloodstained on this is amazing, so I've kind of gave that a few spins lately. And with the Bloody Times with John Greeley, I know me and you both have pre-ordered the single.
Yes.
So I've been giving that a spin also in preparation for the upcoming John Greeley-ness.
John Greeley also he liked to ensure me that part 2 of his Benediction EP is on its way. So
yeah,
I think they plan to release a 2-song EP every so often. So look forward to that, guys, because that first EP was fucking incredible.
And he's not going to release anything else like that without doing a certain interview with 2 great podcast guys also.
Yeah. Don't know who you're talking about, but I suppose there's other podcasts. Anyway, I'm gonna get.
So that's what we have physically. Go ahead. You want to get to what?
I'm gonna get to some of our favourite stuff in my collection.
Well, do you want to talk first about what we got on the way?
Can do, yes. 21st of December 2018, we do have the, quite recently announced Purgatory EP featuring John Schaefer on guitars, Gene Adam on vocals, Bill Owen on lead guitars, and Mark Prater on drums. I've never been more excited for anything Iced Earth related. Maybe since
Maybe musically.
Yeah.
So which versions do you have on the way?
I have the CD. I have the signed orange and t-shirt bundle, which I probably won't get that until about January, February, because it's going to obviously be internationally shipped, so I might not see that for a while. I've also got the standard orange vinyl, standard blue vinyl, standard black vinyl. That's what I've got coming.
Nice. I missed out on the orange and the sign, so I might have to pick that up secondary market. I have the black vinyl on the way, the blue, the clear, which was a bitch to have shipped from Germany, and the lilac and CD combo. So I'm missing out on just the orange. And as I mentioned before, I'm waiting on my Ashes CD, and I will purchase the vinyl here in the next week or so. And this is what I just did last night that you don't know about that I wanted to surprise you with. I found on eBay last night the Days of Purgatory first pressing at a very cheap price, and I offered to buy it now, and he took it. So I have that first pressing.
Nice.
So it's getting me closer to the original album's first pressing. Still got 3 to go.
So how much does that cost you, sir?
It was 42 shipped.
That's what is that? Is that a double LP or a 3
Yep,
LP?
it's only 2 discs, but it doesn't have as many songs as the.
So it negates.
It's just a 2-disc version,
Oh, okay.
or the 1-disc version.
Oh,
It's just the 1-disc
okay.
version.
So it negates the burnt offering stuff, yes?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Oh, interesting.
And
That is interesting.
I seen it and I had to have it at that price, so
I have a
I was
question
well pleased.
I have a question regarding vinyl.
Yes.
We do talk about, like, you know, cash grabs from time to time on this podcast from, like, you know, Century Media. And for some reason, even though I don't like the release, I think it's a bad release, which is Festivals of the Wicked, I feel like my vinyl collection kind of is missing it. And I feel that should be something they should think about really kind of releasing on vinyl. Just for completionists like myself and you. I think it would be a pretty cool kind of just package to have. Because it's one of those things that I'm missing. And also, I want Dystopia re-released with the extra tracks, because that vinyl doesn't have the bonus tracks on it.
There's so much that Century could do.
Yeah.
They could do the. I would love a like a record store release of Melancholy EP. That would be so cool.
I've always thought about something as well. Do you think they would ever re-release the Alive in Athens video on Blu-ray?
I don't think there's a reason to, just because it's not super high def quality.
Yeah. But we're talking about cash grabs, you know. Cash grab doesn't mean quality, it just means cash grab. You know, get something out cheap.
I'd buy it.
Get something out cheap for not a lot of money and make bank on it. That's what cash grab is.
And to touch on your Festivals of the Wicked, I would love that on vinyl. And they could go many routes for me. They could either release it the same as the CD, or they could even put it in 3 parts and put all 3 of the shows on CD or on vinyl. Would be amazing.
For me to be happy with that, I think they should go the 3 LP route and have each show represented on that. Because I think it'd be a bit. I think that'd just be a better package for the fans. I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of those things I would.
They could box set that. That would be 6 discs.
Yeah, man.
Festival of the Wicked vinyl box set, $70. Ding ding click done.
Speaking of stuff that that's upcoming that I'm kind of want to get that not necessarily upcoming, but stuff that's out that I haven't really gotten a chance to kind of grab yet, which is obviously the Witherfall stuff, both albums. They do have the everything bundle for $100 that I might jump on when I have a bit of money, because that's a really good deal for everything. You get like a t-shirt, both vinyls, both CDs, a patch or something. I forget exactly what you get in that bundle, but you get a fucking lot for your money. So I might jump on that when I've got a bit of money to kill. We Are Sentinels, still international shipping is being a fucking cunt. Yes, I said the C word on the podcast, I do apologise to anyone that's offended, but you shouldn't be offended, because offence is not given, it's taken. Anyway,
Have you found any of those on eBay yet?
No, I did find it on Amazon as an official kind of Amazon listing, like it was actually listed by Amazon. So I'm wondering whether they've sent some to Amazon to sell, because I could just buy the CD on Amazon, but I know that Matt and Jonah won't get any money for it. So so I'm a bit like, man, because I did want to get the what's it called, the glass, what's it called?
Pilsner?
Pilsner, yeah, I wanted to get that, but they quoted me, the person who deals with the shipping, she quoted me $70 shipping just for that glass. I'm just like, no way am I paying that
Well,
for shipping.
the last package I sent you wasn't very heavy at all, and that was 35.
Fucking hell, man.
So
US
they're not making
postage,
those numbers up.
like it's crazy because like I'm going on a postage rant now. Sorry, Chuck, but like I can send stuff to you for near to nothing. Like that parcel I sent to Adam Ortiz had loads of stuff in it, right? You saw the video, like what I sent him. I sent him a bunch of stuff. It weighed quite a lot. It cost me not even £15. It cost me fuck all, like 13 quid, like nothing. I don't understand what's wrong with you. Your parcel, your like postage service wants to rip everyone off in your country for the sounds of it.
Right.
Fucking hell, man. I can send stuff to you for hardly anything, and yet you're paying it out your nose for just to send me a fucking lighter. You know?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, man. Fucking capitalism.
So,
For fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, like I said, like, you know, stuff that's already out that I haven't got that I want to get soon, which is obviously We Are Sentinels. The CD in particular, mostly just the CD will do. And I want obviously the Witherfall. I want to get the Everything bundle because it's such great value for the money. Like $100 may sound a lot, but you get a lot. You get 2 vinyls, you get a T-shirt, you get both CDs. It's a great deal. And
they have a really cool merch store. They're always doing bundles with different shirts and CD. I think my vinyl shirt bundle that I got was I only ended up paying $2 for the shirt.
Yeah.
And I mean, you go to a concert, you're paying $35 for that same shirt.
Yeah, and you know, with my Ashes of Aries vinyl, I want to get the CD because I want to be a completionist like that. So I want to get the CD as well. That's about it for now. I don't know what else is out that I've missed. I still want to get those 2 Judas Priest records that you've got. I want to get those. No, I've got Jugulator. I've already got Jugulator, so that's fine. But I want to get Demolition. I want to get the 2 live albums for those, for just repping Tim Owens a little bit. I really wish they fucking re-release those on vinyl because they deserve it.
Yeah, they're like $200 on vinyl. I hate that.
Yeah.
Every band seems to have like those 2 or 3 vinyls that are not readily released, and they cost so much.
I'll recommend you a CD. I can't remember if you have it or not, but it is the best thing Tim done outside of Iced Earth, which was Winter's Bane. He's on an album called Heart of a Killer, and it's excellent. And I've got it on CD, and I recommend getting that. It's fucking wicked.
Do you have the 1 disc or 2 for that?
1 disc. I didn't know there was a 2 disc.
Okay. They re-released a 2nd disc, a 2-disc version a couple years ago, and it's got a live show from that era.
Nice. That's cool, man.
So
that's a great album as well. Such a great album.
On my to get list, I still have to get Ashes vinyl.
Yep.
I actually need to get both of them, and I need to get the Absolva. I've been listening to Absolva on Spotify, and I forget which album. Their latest album is on vinyl. Is it called Defiance?
Defiance, yeah.
Okay. I need to get that. And then this damn Purgatory thing is messing up my Christmas shopping this year. So those are the things. After the Christmas rush, I'm going to get the Ashes vinyls and Absolva. I need to get their CDs as well. They're starting to go. eBay, you're starting to find them pretty cheap.
Yeah, I want to grab those as well. I also want to grab Luke's older band, Fury UK. I want to grab those as well, because they were pretty good as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, there's still a bunch of stuff like outside of Iced Earth that have members, previous former members and stuff. of that band that I'm kind of like, yeah, I would like that, but I never find myself hunting it down as much. Like a lot of the Tim Owens stuff, I can kind of like leave it, take it or leave it. I'm not in like the mad pursuit for all of the Tim Owens stuff because, like I said in the comment, and I think I'm quite fair in this assertion that the problem with Tim Owens, with the projects that Tim Owens is in, for me, this is my opinion. You can disagree. Let me know your comments down below. Let me know your opinion on this down below. But in my opinion, regarding Tim Owens' multiple projects, the problem I have is that he's such a talented singer. The only downside to that is that he sings on such mediocre releases. His vocals are great on most of it, but the music is a bit just subpar, and especially coming off the back of Iced Earth, you would have thought he would go into something like excellent. Probably the best thing he's done since leaving Iced Earth would be Beyond Fear. That's a great record. I think after Beyond Fear, it just hasn't been that great. Even his solo stuff hasn't been that great, to be honest.
I enjoyed the Yngwie Malmsteen stuff, actually.
Right. I'm going to stop here a sec because the doorbell's gone. So give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That is a bit of editing I'll have to do next. That's never happened. I've never been interrupted with a podcast before. That's interesting. So what we was talking about?
Okay. We were talking about Ripper, and I was saying I enjoyed the Yngwie Malmsteen release a lot. Actually, he's on 2 different one of those.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Malmsteen, so I kind of didn't really listen to those stuff because I probably won't like it regardless who's singing on it. So there's that.
Now he has a new project out, and another band with Steve DiGiorgio with Iced Earth Ties, of course. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the name of that band?
Nope.
It's got a release coming out in March or April. It's got a video on, and whilst you were gone, I looked at the Witherfall bundle that you were talking about. You get both albums, both CDs, mm-hmm. two posters, and 2 shirts.
$100. That's a fucking good deal, man. Like, that's really.
And
good.
These aren't. It's called Spirits of Fire. Is the name of the band, and it's got Steve DiGiorgio.
Yep.
And some other guy I'm not really familiar with. So. Spirits of Fire, there's a song called Lightspeed I actually kind of enjoyed, so I'm going to pick that up, and it's also available on vinyl. So
nice. I might have to check it out. Also, that three Tremors thing, I quite liked what I heard, so that might be on the purchase list at some point. But like I said, I'm never in a rush to get the Tim Owens stuff for some reason.
Do you think it hurts him not sticking with one band?
Possibly. Because like he seems to be stretching himself all over the place.
Well, I mean, since he left Iced Earth, he's had Charred Walls, Beyond Fear, Solo, this new thing, Spirit,
Malmsteen,
3 Tenors, Dio Disciples. I wonder if that hurts his fan base not just being all over the place.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but like I think the most prominent band he has is Charred Walls because they've put out 3 albums. Yeah. That seems to be consistently prominent. Like, it doesn't just put out one release and then it's over with.
Right.
But I don't like Charred Walls, so there's that.
I need to give it a chance. I haven't, so.
That's cool. I still think Beyond Fear is the best stuff he's done post Iced Earth. Personally.
So. That's what's on my to-get list. I'm also looking to get the original pressings of all vinyls. I only have 3 left. I have the self-titled and Storm Rider, I need to get Burnt Offerings, Dark Saga, and Something Wicked.
There is
Are the only three that I have to get still.
there is some more stuff that I really kind of want to get. Like if we're talking about to get list, like stuff we really want. I'm still in two minds for the Japanese presses because I just think they look awesome and I kind of want to get more. Dystopia and Plagues of Babylon seem to be the cheapest. Plagues of Babylon, Dystopia, and Incorruptible, the Japanese presses flows seem to be pretty affordable at the moment. So I might gun for them soon. Especially Dystopia because I love Dystopia. What was I going to say next? Yeah, and like speaking of Dystopia, I still want that tour edition. I really want that tour edition. I just can't find it anywhere. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They're not out there.
Yeah, man, fucking. Like I just got this feeling that the tour edition was people's first purchase of that record, and they've just kept it. Do you think they've bought it on the tour? And they just haven't. That's the only one they've got, and they've just kept it.
Well, it's not even the Dystopia album. It's just the extras.
Well, I thought it was the album with
No.
Dante's Inferno.
This is on my list of stuff to show today, but it was bought as a afterpiece to your Dystopia album. Like when you bought it, it just came like this.
So you don't get the album with it?
No, not at all.
Interesting. I did not know that. I assumed that you get the album with it.
I bought it without it, but maybe it does come with it because it does have the listing of the album on there.
Yeah.
But when I bought it on eBay, it came just this, no album. So maybe they kept the album and just sold this.
How much do you pay for that?
Damn it does that every time. I think I only paid like $10.99 for it. It was a buy it now. And if you're looking for something, look on eBay multiple times a day. I do. And I found this one day, buy it now, got it. Immediately.
Yeah.
So I think it was either $10 or $12.99. I was just jaw dropped how cheap it was.
Yeah.
So
I've kind of given up on hunting for the promos. I've just stopped caring about the promo stuff because they seem to be so overpriced for what they are. Like $15, $20. Some of them are like there's two Something Wicked. Well, there's three Something Wicked promos. There's the one I've got, which is the full album but with the white cover. There's the 2-song promo, which is the white cover. That's really expensive. And then there's the European full art cover promo, which is really expensive. So the promos just seem to be a bit of a lost cause for me. Like I've just stopped caring. It's weird because like we were speaking about our collections and stuff. It's just like I think my collection has got to the point where there's nothing I'm really after. Do you know what I mean? I've got some of the rarest stuff. Enter the Realm demo. I've got it. I've got all the vinyls. I've got all the cassettes. I've got collector editions of certain albums like the Plagues of Babylon and Dystopia. I don't know what else there is that I'm really wanting aside from the Japanese presses, but even those, when you look at like Night of the Storm Rider, sealed with looking for him with the Obi strips is very difficult because you never guaranteed it that he's going to come with that. And sealed copies of Japanese presses are silly. Like I saw a copy of the self-titled for $100.
Yeah, the self-titled you can't get underneath $100.
It's so expensive, and I just feel sometimes I can't. Sometimes I feel like I'm such a fan that I want certain things, but there's only so many copies of one album that I really can stomach at a point. Like Dystopia, I've got enough, even though I want that extra tour edition thing. Plagues of Babylon, I've got so much Plagues of Babylon, it's ridiculous. I've got the jewel case, regular jewel case. I've got the special hard one that come in the collector's limited edition.
Media book, I think they call it.
Yeah, I've got the media book. I've got the double disc digipack that only came out under Scarecrow Records. I've got the special kind of like was it from Brazil? Not Brazil. Mexico. I got the Mexico is just the face. I've got so many copies of fucking Plagues of Babylon that I'm just like I'm done with that album now. I'm like I don't need any more of those. Like, you know.
Are you going to get the bootleg official vinyl?
I've got it.
Oh, that's right. You did get that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got the bootleg vinyl. I've got the 3-disc vinyl gold, and I've got the regular kind of vinyl. I've got so much Plagues of Babylon, and same with the other stuff like Burnt Offerings. I've got maybe 5 copies of that on CD. I've got the remastered artwork, the original 1995 pressing, the 2015 re-release with the frame artwork, the 2008 Slave to the Dark version, but it's in a jewel case. It's really cool, a 2-disc one. You know,
right.
And I've got it with the Dark Genesis box set. Yeah, I've just got. It just gets to a point where I'm just like, well, I'm just buying this album just for it to be on my shelf. I'm not going to listen to it. So it's kind of like my collection's almost on its breaks now, like towards kind of ending. You know, especially when you're funneling money into stuff that really doesn't really have much use. It's just going to be sitting there. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever have that with some of the stuff?
Well, I deal with that with vinyls, but I like them. I know I don't need 13 copies of Dark Saga, but I still want them.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Want tends to override need. You know.
As far as promos goes, I got the Burnt Offerings one. That's signed by. I only bought it because it's signed by John and Matt, and I got a really good deal on it. But I hate that they're the cards and not a jewel case. If the promos were in jewel cases, I'd probably like them more. But they're in just those like single sleeved cards, and I hate those.
It's like speaking of stuff that I want, that is I'm never gonna get because it's gonna be impossible to find. So I've only seen that picture, that Alive in Athens promo box that I showed on the group, where you get a white Alive in Athens t-shirt, and it comes with a 7-inch fucking vinyl. What is on that vinyl? What is it, Chuck? Like, I want it.
It's probably just a single. It's just one of the songs, just on a 7-inch. But God, see that if they redid that when they did the regular version of Athens, that'd be amazing.
I want it.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
It's not even documented on Discogs. Like, I thought Discogs would have most stuff, right? So I'm wondering whether, like, is it real? Do you think it? Because it looks fucking real. It looks like a promotion, like, for like, review outlets, like a press package, like a press set. You know.
Next time we talk to John, we'll have to ask him.
Man, like, I tried looking for it and I could not find it. It's basically called Alive in Athens promo box, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It's not on eBay. It's not on Discogs. Man. If
one pops up on eBay, I will not tell you about it till I've already clicked buy it now, sir.
Yeah, I know. You're a bastard. Damn it.
You wanker. So I've never seen it.
I know. Like, I saw. It's only because I was looking. I was looking on on Google Images because I think Adam put a post saying about what's your favourite T-shirt, and I was trying to find a really old T-shirt I had, which is basically you had the Light Earth logo in really like dark red. You had like all fire, and it had Set's face in the fire. It looked really fucking awesome. It was one of my first Light Earth T-shirts, and I think it just got the print just got so cracked and so worn out that I just threw it away. But I've never seen it since. Never seen it around or anyone having that. And I was trying to look for it. But then I was just looking through it and it came up with that fucking picture of that fucking promo box. I was like, what is that? I need it.
I'm so glad you shared it. That was so cool to see.
Wow. Like, oh my days. Anyway, speaking about our collections and how it's kind of coming to the end, I want to talk about some of our favourite items.
Yes, favourite items.
I'm going to kick this off because I just think this is how fitting this is for a collection, and it's your favourite album of all time. But the idea that I've got both the cassette and the original CD both sealed is fucking ridiculous.
That is the greatest album of all time.
It's not. It's Suffer Wicked. But what are the chances of me getting them both sealed? What is the chances, man? That's fucking ridiculous.
That's very cool.
Yeah, 2 of my favourite items because they are sealed. I'm really happy about those. What's your first?
Okay.
What's your first item?
Since you brought it up, since you started with that, I'm going to show one of my favorite CDs. This is on Icarus Records. One of those I seen at 1 o'clock in the morning on eBay's. Bought it immediately. This is signed by John Greeley and John Schaefer, and John Schaefer kind of bitched to Greeley about taking up so much space on the. He's like, Jesus, John, why don't you leave me some space? So that's kind of cool on that one. But I've never seen another copy of it, so this is one of my favorite. One of my favorite pieces.
On Discogs, it's basically says that it was technically unpublished, so maybe they were released without the band's knowledge or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how many exist of that artwork. It's something we should have fucking asked John when he was on last year.
And it's got different inside, I think, than some of my other ones too. So this is one of my favorite.
Hell, the disc that you've got there is not from the time either, is it? It's the Slave to the Dark disc.
Right.
So did it come like that then, or?
It says it's printed 2010.
Interesting.
So, I mean,
so did they re-release that then?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Did John say anything about that cover art when you told him to sign it?
Didn't even look at it. No, he was signing 1,000 things. He just bitched about Greeley taking up so much room. That was it. So that was my first item to show.
I'm going to show my favourite album of all time. One of my favourite items in my collection, which is my signed Suffolk Wicked This Way Comes cassette, signed by John. And I remember the conversation I had with him about this. I said to him that I've played it once, and I was really impressed by how great it sounds on cassette. And he warned me that he goes if you plan to collect, he said if you plan to collect the Iced Earth cassettes, he says don't overplay them because they will wear out and they will sound horrible if you overplay them. And I was like, oh, good to know. So that was cool.
That's a cool item.
I also told him it's my favourite album of all time, and he just looked at me and he goes, do you want me to sign it? And I was like, yes please. He didn't even bat an eyelid that it's my favourite album of all time.
I'm sure he hears that every day.
Yeah, I think it's better than his favourite album of all time. I think it's better than Number of the Beast by Maiden. It's much better.
I'll agree. Okay, I'll show a sealed cassette. This is the self-titled, and this came in our package from Mr. Dave Abel. And I think you can see my shirt in the background. That is the stage-worn.
How'd you have that?
Burnt offerings.
How'd you have that mounted? How's that mounted on the wall?
I just have it on a coat hanger for now because I need to buy a proper frame for it.
I think it's cool hanging up like that. I think
it does,
cool.
But I want to put it in a nice glass frame.
Okay,
so
cool. That's fair enough.
But this is sealed, self-titled. You can see it had $9.99 was the original price.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I just like it a lot.
I've just realised that we've all got we've got a lot of posters framed on our walls. Well, I've got one, and now I don't want to take it because it took so long to get that on my wall. One of my other favourite items in my collection is my Purgatory poster signed by David Bell, Gene Adam, and Bill Owen. You can't really see it because I got my fucking window reflection in there, but I fucking love it. And thanks to Bill for getting that done for me. That was amazing.
Yeah. Mine's back there as well. So,
my collection, my favourite items in my collection could not be a discussion without the Enter the Realm demo. I found a case that was from the time, which was like the full black edges. So it kind of, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it kind of mimics the look of the original case. if I can get it out of here to show you properly.
What kind of a bag is that? I need a bag for mine. Is it just a sandwich bag or something?
No, they're actually meant to be for CD cases. They're actually for CDs. They're just called
Oh, I have some of those in a drawer.
yeah, they're called
Somewhere.
resealable CD covers. Yeah, I just wrapped my cassettes around them. Yeah, exactly like them. Yeah.
Huh.
I just wrapped my CD around it and then just sealed it.
I found them at the flea market one day, and I needed it for my promos, so I bought like 20 of them.
Now, can you show me your one? Because this cassette case that I found is matte. It's not glossy. Is it glossy, the original one? Ah, see, that's different. Mine's got 2 little screw holes in the back. Mine's got 2 little holes in the back, so it's not exactly the same.
Oh.
But it's as similar as I'm gonna get, right?
Yeah. Well, yours is in a lot better shape than mine, so.
Yep. You still treasure yours though, so that's all good.
Yeah. And it's not like I would listen to it. The only thing I hate about this one is I can't get it signed because I can't take it out. So, since you bring that up, here's mine. It is water damage from the flood in John's basement.
Yeah. So it has history,
It was
which is
good.
cool.
It's been in 2 different members' houses. It went from Schaefer's to Larry Tarnowski's to now to its proper home. Up on a shelf, so it would have to flood quite proper to get it again.
Yeah, my other now see I'm going to debate. Do you know I had to word this, but I'm going to debate that this next item in my collection is rarer than the Enter the Realm demo.
Okay.
And it's an item
Hit me.
it's the item that you claim that I stole from you on Discogs all that time ago,
Oh,
and it completed my cassette collection.
I know where you're going with this one.
And that would be my Tribute to the Gods cassette, which is also sealed, and it also has Enter the Realm on it as well. So it's like it's got both Tribute to the Gods and Enter the Realm. And
Back it up a little bit.
And I've never seen this ever again since buying this off Discogs. I've never
has
seen it.
Only one sale of it listed in STU.
What? See,
I have it on my one.
What? Even since that.
If you go to the listing, it says it's only been sold one time.
That's
so I
to
assume
me.
That's you.
That's when I bought it. Yeah. So I think I would like to argue that this is rarer. I know people might go, "You're fucking mental. How can it be rarer than the demo?" You know, when I say rare, I mean the demo pops up more times than you know. It's just expensive, but it does pop up more often. I have never seen this since.
No.
And trust me, Chuck, I've tried looking for it for you because I know that it's one of those cassettes you want if you're going to start collecting the cassettes you want.
Yeah, I'm not gonna collect cassettes until I can get that. If I can't get that, then I'm not gonna collect them.
And I have tried looking for it, and like I said, unlike the demo where it does pop up from more often than you realise, it does pop up from time to time. Hell, we've shared listings on our group that this is there.
It was gone instantly.
It's expensive. It's like $200. It's not cheap, but this I've never seen this ever. So
cool.
Obviously, the one time when I bought it. So it's the same as your Night of the Storm Rider Wizard on the horse one. One time you've seen that. One time you bought it. That's when you bought it. Same as this. So I argue that this may be rarer than the demo, but we'll see.
If anybody's watching and you have that, please let us know. I'd love to know if there's others out there.
That'd be awesome. The funny thing about this is what makes me think maybe it could be a bootleg, because it's not released by Century Media. It's released by Mojo Records. If you look on the back, can you see that?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So, could it be?
What's the country of origin?
It says printed in the USA.
Who knows?
Distributed by Mojo Music. All rights reserved. Unauthorized duplication is applicable to law or laws or something.
Excuse me.
So yeah, maybe this was a. It sounds like this was a North American exclusive.
There's not any circulating out there.
It's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I've not.
That's a cool one.
I've not opened it to see about just see information more. But anyway, if you have this, guys, if anyone has this, let us know in the comments below. If you're on the group, share some photos, man. If you've got it unsealed and you've got information of its origin, fucking share some photos, man. We'd like to see where this come from and how rare it really is, because I would like to defend that it's probably one of the rarest items in the iSurf catalogue. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling about that. What you got? What's next on your stack?
I am a huge autograph fan. I have many albums on CDs complete. With the passing of Ralph this last year, this means even more. Completely signed by all 5. So that's a really cool item. So I got that nice bagged up, and I love the album, but it means so much more since his passing. So cool. That's a cool item.
You brought up Glorious Burden. I'm going to bring up Glorious Burden, but my Glorious Burden is the Japanese pressing, so I think it looks fucking wicked.
Now, is that sealed or just bagged?
It's just bagged. It's very hard to get sealed ones. I'm not going to take
seeing
it out.
That makes me want to start collecting them.
Yeah, I just like seeing the title in Japanese and stuff. I think it's really cool. One of my favourite artworks, by the way. I love that artwork. I think it sums up the album perfectly.
Cool. That makes me want that now. Okay, I'm going to show a few things that no other people have right now. You're saying to yourself, I have that in my collection. This is number 1 first press of Jacob's Well, and the number 1 for Seventh Servant. That is so cool to me. It almost makes me want another one just so I don't have to pay it.
I do have number 2 of Seventh Servant, and I also have a copy of Jacob's Well that was gifted to me by Gene Adam, and it's signed by both Gene Adam and
Jamie,
yes.
So this is just as a huge fan of both of these. Damn it, I always do that. Now, huge fan of both of these guys.
Now, does John Greeley and Gene, do they both have copies of each of those respectively? Do they have copies of those? Do you know?
What do you mean?
Does John still have copies of that Seventh Servant EP left, or?
He was really down at the bottom.
Right.
So I'm not sure. And Gene does have copies. So, but he told me that was the first one that was ever pressed.
Cool.
It's not numbered, but it means the world. So both of them are awesome CDs. Both of them first pressing ever. So
this next item, when this happened, I was like a little child with the biggest smile on my face in the world. Like, I waited the longest time for this to happen, right? Which is getting my copy of Something Wicked This Way Comes, signed by John Schaefer. You can't just see it there.
Yep.
Yeah, getting this CD signed by John Schaefer was one of my most longest, one of my biggest things on my bucket list that I wanted to do, because favorite album of all time, and getting John to sign it was just like fucking yes. I felt, there's no amount of money you could pay me to let me part with this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it means the world to me, this album, and I love it. I really am tempted to send the booklet off to Matt, get Matt, and see if Matt will sign it for me as well. But yeah, Love this album.
That's
It means even more that I've got my copy of CD signed. And yeah, one of my favourite items in my collection, definitely.
nice. As mentioned before, I'm a huge signed, so self-titled, signed by all five, both of them. This one I don't like as much only because it's harder to see the signatures.
Yeah.
But this one, I love this art. This is my favorite artwork for the self-titled, and it's interesting to see the different pressings with the different backs. I like the picture better.
Yeah,
So to have that signed by Randall, Dave, Mike, Gene, and John is amazing.
yeah,
So
that's awesome.
thanks to those guys for making that happen. I have 3 more items to show, Jason,
I have quite a few, actually.
of the greatest hits. Nope, I got 4.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8. I got 8 to show.
You could double up.
Alright, next one. Like I said, I'm really considering going for more of these Japanese presses, but I think the best looking Japanese press that I've seen is fucking Burnt Offerings. Look at fucking that. Look how good that looks, man.
That's amazing.
And I got it for less than $20 shipped.
See, now that makes me want those.
Love it. So good. So that's one of my favourites, just because it looks awesome. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh yeah, favourite albums or whatever. Even though my favourite album is in this multiple times, but yeah, just because I just love how it just looks so great. Next up is something that I didn't know existed until Chuck, you told me about it, and I was really happy that you was able to find it for me, and I was able to jump on it, and because it's so rare. And we don't know how many exist, it makes it very special that I own it, which is the Frankenstein single.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's I think it's kind of a bleak time in the history of the band, considering the Judas Priest and Anthrax show that was promoted on the back didn't happen because of the horrible tragic events of 9/11. That is history right there. That is horrible. When you think about the horrible implications why that was cancelled, that is.
Would that have been Jugulator or Demolition, or can you tell? Because it would have been Tim, right?
Yeah, it would have been 2001. So I would have thought it would have been Demolition, because
it would have been Demolition because Jugulator came out in '97.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would have been the Demolition tour.
But man, seriously, I can't think of a more. Like, especially for the time, can you imagine it? Judas Priest, Anthrax, and Iced Earth. What a fucking gig that would have been. Holy shit. But yeah, thank you to you, Chuck, for pointing this out, that this exists. And yeah, not even John knows how many of these were made, which is crazy.
Those used to pop up on eBay here and there, but I haven't seen one in forever.
I'm going to keep going because I've got more than you here.
Okay, yeah, do one more, then I'll go.
Right, this is my favourite version. I was talking about all my versions of Plagues of Babylon. I've got tons of versions of Plagues of Babylon. This is definitely my favourite version, which is the Scarecrow Records from
That's
Mexico,
really cool.
Mexico exclusive. I just think it just looks cool. I think I prefer this to the overall artwork in general. I just think it just looks badass.
There is a Brazilian version of Dark Saga as well that's got the up-close picture that I'd love to have, but I've never seen one for sale.
Yeah, I don't think it looks as good as this, though. Personally.
Yeah.
I've seen it, I just don't think it looks that good. You can go, yeah.
This is my favorite bootleg of all time. This is a vinyl I seen on the eBay one time. It's called Heavy in Russia. It's actually decent quality. It's got 2 songs on it. Watching Over Me and Iced Earth from Russia 2014. It says it was number 3 of 50, but I've never seen any of them listed. And
you do know that numbering a bootleg means nothing.
Yeah, I know.
It could just be a lie, just to make it look more limited, when it might not even be that limited.
I love that it's clear.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think, and I only paid like $20 for this, so I was well pleased that it had a buy it now on there, and I think I had to wait like 3 weeks because it came from somewhere. I forget where it came from. So
something I would actually buy if it popped up.
So it's cool. So that's my favorite bootleg. Heavy in Russia. It was actually listed on Discogs one time, none for sale, but I think they took it off due to the bootleg. Or maybe it's still on there.
They've started doing that a lot. They've started refusing the sale of bootlegs, which they should, because that's the way you should go about it. But for collectors like us that have already put our money into the official releases and we support the band wholeheartedly, I don't see what's wrong with us in kind of going after kind of the oddities, because I think oddities, because once you've got everything in the official catalogue on multiple, like me, like I've got all the cassettes, I've got all the CDs, I've got all the vinyl. Once you've got everything official, the oddities make collecting fun again. So that's why I always feel bootlegs are kind of interesting.
Plus, I enjoy live music. I've always enjoyed live concerts. Yeah. Always. And there's some bands that I'm quite jealous, like Metallica has tons of stuff like this bootleg. I mean, you can't even collect all the Metallica bootlegs and some of the bigger bands like that. So to find this one, I was well pleased. I wish they'd do more. And I have no guilty conscience buying this because it was on the Plagues tour. And do you want to see the 16 Plagues items I have? No guilt at all buying this.
There is another item on my list that I totally forgot to get out, and I can't be asked to move to go and get it, which would be the Plagues EP. I picked it up on the Plagues of Babylon tour. It was signed by the whole band, including the session drummer, including the tour drummer for some fucking reason. Anyway, who wasn't Raphael Ciani? It was bloody John something.
Was it John Dead? John Dead?
Yeah, he signed it for some.
He's pictured here.
I don't understand why he signed it. He's not on the fucking seat. He's not on the album. Anyway, the Plagues of Babylon EP, the Plagues EP, signed by the band, sealed. I paid £20 for it at the show, and it's one of my favourite items because it's just like I got it cheap. It's sealed. It's signed. It's never going to be opened. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's red too.
Not seen it. I've only seen it when you showed me it because you've got yours open. Yeah. So that's something that I don't have at hand that I forgot to bring out. That's one that I love. Next up, a gift from the awesome bassist known as David Abell, which would be the original mixes of Hellspawn, which would go on to become the Dark Saga. This is a little kind of mock-up CD that I do believe Dave made himself. I could be incorrect. It does. It includes Hellspawn, the original first mix of the song, which more or less sounds pretty much the same as the final Dark Saga, but obviously it has keys in the chorus, which the actual album version doesn't have. Then it has Mix 2, which takes the keys out, which is the version we kind of know as Dark Saga. So I'm really happy to have this. I love the artwork. I love the Iced Earth logo in silver, and I just think it looks really awesome.
There's not many of that one going around, my friend.
It's got the lyrics inside, and it's just a CDR. Just a CDR. See?
We'll have to ask him where he got that from.
Super simple. But yeah, I just think it's such an odd thing, and it's come from an official former member, and it's just really cool to have it. I just wish he signed it before he sent it. What do you have next?
Okay. My next. This is. I love this art book from the Incorruptible. It's got. I'm so glad I spent the money for this. Some of the artwork in it is incredible, and
nice.
I had debated on whether I wanted it on the outside or on the inside, but inside looks nice too. So I'm pleased with it. And this is red, so the Incorruptible art book, I would be okay if they did that for every release.
Even the re-recordings, that'd be amazing.
Yes, of course. It's very collectible. The book is very well put together. I love it,
Oh yeah, it's definitely bang for your buck for sure. Like
and it's also got the C. And I love, and I hope this is something that continues.
the CD
That
comes with the vinyl, yeah.
exactly. I love that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. My first Witherfall had the CD that came with it. It was just loose in this, like in a plastic sleeve. But I love this option so that you don't have to buy it twice.
But we will because we want the jewel case versions.
So you don't have to, but we do because we're stupid.
Now this next item, it's on my kind of favourites list solely because it was a gift from one of my closest friends, and it's such an oddity. It's so odd, and the history behind it is so strange that I'm just like, I need to kind of share it on here because I just think it's so cool. Which is
I know what it is.
Which is horror show playing cards. Which turns out they totally missed the chance to have set as like the different characters, but oh well. It turns out this was a promotion item for horror show that was only released to pre-orders to German fans in Germany. Like if you pre-ordered the album, you got these playing cards sent with the album. Obviously until stocks last, so I don't know how many exist of these. But it was only in Germany. It was a German exclusive. So I just think it's kind of very strange. Like, obviously, like I showed you, like the bands would give fans a fucking letter opener or a knife, depending on how you want to look at it. But like playing cards, it's just a very very strange thing to kind of give fans, like, and also it comes in this little case which opens, and as you'll see, they're still sealed.
That's very cool.
And I'm never going to open them because I have no use for playing cards. But I just think it's a super cool item that makes no sense. Like I don't understand the meaning, But yeah, they exist.
In the U.S., our pre-order enticement was the second disc that it was limited. So the interview disc was what I couldn't wait to get a hold of.
Do you have any more stuff to show? 'Cause I still got some stuff.
I have two. I know I mentioned this before, but this was my Dystopia box set, and it's signed on the outside. And I need to get a nice plastic bag for this one. But what was cool about this was I remember Brent and Freddie both looking at the box because they had never seen one before. So I think it's kind of cool when you have people sign stuff that they're like, "What is this? This is kind of cool." So obviously I took all the insides out for the VIP, but it's cool to have Freddie and Troy on there, and I love this album, and it was my first full-on VIP with a band, so I've never seen one of those signed by anybody else, so that's kind of cool.
That's fucking.
So I'm down to
cool.
just one, sir.
So we both share it because I know what it is. So
my number one. Oh, I got two.
Oh.
The other is a fully signed framing, signed by John, Ripper, Brent, and Troy.
That's awesome.
So this is rare enough, unsigned, but fully signed by all members. It's pretty sweet. Okay, what is your final item, sir?
It's not my final item, it's just this one that I know that's your final that we both got. Yep, our Night of the Storm Rider test pressed. Gifted from John Schaefer and signed by John Schaefer with a nice little message for both of us.
Yeah, mine says, "Chuck, you are the glue that is the show, Podcast and Stone. Your back must hurt by carrying Jason all these episodes."
And mine says
No.
to Jason, Chuck is a prick. Don't listen to his nonsense. Here's an awesome thing I found in the archives. It's rarer than Chuck's version. I spat on his one. Don't worry. Thanks for the support.
This I don't think there's any item that could ever beat this, truthfully.
Yeah, there's only 10 in the world, and we've got 2 that are signed. So
it's signed twice. It's my favorite album of all time. I wish you could have got one for Something Wicked, but it's the greatest thing ever. Did you ever listen to yours?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Is that in frame? Because I can't see.
Yeah, it looks great. So I can't
do that.
can't thank him enough for mine. I mean, that's the greatest item ever.
Because I remember when you got your package before me, and you messaged me and said, like, seriously, dude, this is like there's one item in there that's fucking ridiculous. And I was like, oh yeah. You were like, yeah, man, it's well good. And I was like, you were like, oh, it's probably my favorite thing ever. I was like, oh, okay. And then I got mine like about 2 or 3 days later, and I lost my mind on camera. I opened mine.
Yeah. So that's so cool. So what else you got there, brother?
Now, because the trifecta will be complete, because I've shown Something Wicked This Way Comes on cassette. I've shown it on CD. And of course, it's one of my favourite items in my collection is the vinyl, because it's fucking awesome. Not signed though, unfortunately, but yeah, of course, it's one of my favourite items. It's the vinyl. Something Wicked This Way Comes. And finally, not finally, I've got one more item that I've left till last, because it's probably my favourite item in my whole collection, aside from the test press. But this is my favourite vinyl in my vinyl collection, because it's the best sounding vinyl. It sounds amazing, which is Glorious Burden.
The gatefold is amazingly beautiful too.
Oh yeah, it looks fucking spectacular. Now my final item, I want to say it's my favourite item in my collection, because of its meaning. If you look at it as oh yeah, that makes sense. But it's kind of like the test press is like will forever be a treasure, because it's like something that John's gifted to me, and that means the world. But my favourite drummer is Brent Smedley. He's like the biggest inspiration ever for me playing drums. Being able to catch his drumstick and get it signed
that's right.
by the Dystopia lineup was just, at Bloodstock Festival, I was just losing my mind. And that was the Friday, that was the first day of the festival. I could have gone home happy that day and missed the rest of it. But Stu, I can't really see these very well on the camera. Brent,
Troy and Freddie.
a lot of it is
There's Troy.
Troy is there.
There's Freddie.
Turn it around. Troy. Where's John? Oh, I can't see. Anyway, yeah. Brent Smedley's
so cool that you caught that.
And I like where it's got the Iced Earth logo on it as well. And it's got Deadly Smedley.
That's very cool.
So yeah, that's they're just some of my favourite items in my collection.
Those are some of my favorites. I agree. So this has been a fun episode.
Yeah, comment down below and let us know your favourite items in your collection.
Right. And if you're on the Facebook page, show a picture of it.
Yeah, share pictures. If any of you have that Tribute to the Gods cassette, please share it with us, because we're just really interested to see how many are out there, because I've never seen it since I bought it. So, especially if you have a picture of the opening stuff. Yeah, so we can have a bit more information of where it's come from, and because Century Media have a thing of, especially back then, they like to have like certain territories getting certain formats. So maybe it's like a North American exclusive kind of licensed by Mojo Records. just for the North American market. I'm just speculating what it could be, but yeah, like I said, I think it's probably one of the rarest items in Iced Earth's catalogue for physical media. And one of my favourite items, and yeah, all of this stuff is awesome.
Yeah, I could do 2 more episodes on my favorite items. So
I love all my stuff, but you know, you've seen it all already, so there's no point me showing the rest of it.
So we've got some cool stuff coming up. We're going to have a year-end special of us picking our favorite albums of the year.
Yeah.
We've got a couple cool interviews coming up very soon. More retrospectives. We've got a new album to do a special on coming out December 21st. So there'll be an album special on that one for sure. So lots of cool stuff coming up for the year. So
I have been Jason. I've been joined by the incomparable Chuck Hoskins, and we together have been Podcasting Stone. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, guys, remember, you won't wake tomorrow. You've taken his mark. See you next time.